everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey. Odyssey with Yendi is brought to you by Worthy Park Rum Cream. Whatever your style, classic, trendy, sophisticated, bold, one thing we all share is our desire to indulge. Velvety and perfectly balanced with just the right amount of spirit, Worthy Park Rum Cream is your perfect pleasure. So whatever your style, indulge in the new Worthy Park Rum Cream. Smooth Jamaican elegance. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly. As a young boy, his star shone so bright that it took him from Jamaica through Europe to England in the English Premier League. He now plays for Aston Villa and is also a star forward for Jamaica. This is none other than Leon Bailey. Hey Leon, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. You know what? I'm looking at you, and the very first thing that comes to my mind is I remember, so my husband and I love football, right? All right. And I remember one day we're watching TV, and it comes up on the screen for the matches ahead. And I remember it was Villa facing off with whoever Aston Villa was facing off with. I can't even remember who it was now, but I remember you were the face on the screen, and I remember I took a picture of it and I sent it to you. Remember that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, you're the face on the side.
Yeah.
Let us talk about how it feels to know that this little youth with the most humble of beginnings could be on a screen as the face of a British Premier League football team. Did you know that that's where you think was going to go?
No, I didn't have no idea what football, like where I would have reached in football. But I just know that I had a determination in me that I wanted to pursue career and playing at the highest level. And I always said I wanted to be one of the best players in the world. I've been saying this for a long time. I don't know if I'm ever going to be, but I still have it in my head to say I'm going to be one of the best players in the world. But you know, it's a great feeling to know that, you know, I come from humble beginnings, and to be able to make such an impact in such a big team, it's amazing. And I think it also shed a lot of light on Jamaica and, you know, the talent that comes from Jamaica. And, you know, for me, this is what brings me joy, and, you know, this is what I work for every day.
Yeah.
And this is why I do it for myself, my family, and for Jamaica,
Yeah. When you say you work for this every day, you think people understand what it really takes to be a footballer at the highest level?
I don't think, let me say it this way. People have a small bit of understanding, but not everything.
Yeah.
And I would say only football players would understand what it really takes.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, fans only see the game that's being played on TV. They don't know what we do on a daily basis.
What does a day look like for you?
A day for me looks like wake up in the morning, go to training, train, come back home, relax, sleep, repeat.
Every day.
Every day. And then you're lucky if you get a day off.
Really?
During the week. Well, especially for me now that I'm playing in 3 different competitions. I'm playing in the FA Cup, Premier League, and the Champions League. So we have games. I remember before I came to the international break, we had 5 games in 14 days.
Well, I mean, this is also what happens when you're just doing good. Really and truly, if you just don't do good enough, you don't make every league, you understand? You don't go for every cup.
It's challenging, it's hard, but you know, we love it.
Yeah.
And we enjoy doing it. So it brings us joy, and we like to, you know, entertain the fans and make our family and ourselves and the fans happy.
Yeah. Take me to the little boy who first saw football and was like, yo, I love this. Tell me about that little boy.
You know, honestly, I don't know when I started loving football.
Really?
I think I didn't, you know, some people will have like, they'll see something on TV or they'll say, you know, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
It just came to me naturally. I just naturally started loving football by kicking everything. I started kicking bottles. I used to kick my slippers. I'd use my own slippers for a ball and just kick it. Anything that you put in front of me, I would kick it. And I developed my own love for the sports. I didn't see football being played on television or something to then say, okay, I want to do this. It just was, I think it was something within me.
Yeah. Football find you.
Find me. I think football really finds me. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
What was life like for you growing up?
Life for me growing up was very tough. Very tough. You know, I'm from Cassava Piece, you know, inner city youth. I've experienced a lot of traumas during them times living back in Cassava Piece. And, you know, but I think those moments is what really, you know, shaped me to be the person I am today, because I've also experienced, you know, what good life is as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I learned to understand and be humble when you have everything going for you, and understand people who is not on the same level as you, and know how to treat them, how to speak to them, how to encourage them, and let them feel loved or motivated. So I think that period of my life when I was growing up in Cassava Piece is what helped me to, you know, understand life on a bigger level.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. What was the thing that allowed you to shift from Cassava Piece and kind of say, wait, there is actually a way out of this thing. I don't have to turn to the badness what go on around me. I don't have to be a part of this life forever. I can see a way out.
Actually, you know, it's when I started taking it a little bit more serious, because in the beginning, I used to just play with my friends and everybody used to just say, oh, he's the talented one, you know, like the special one in the community. And I started, that's when I met Craig at age 6 or 7. And when I started training with them, I started to take football more serious, because I was just really playing.
Yeah.
And then that's when I thought to myself, you know, I think this is actually what I really want to do for the rest of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
As
and I
early
think
as 6, you remember that?
Early at 6. And I think that's also what made everything so special, because I knew what I wanted from that young. And not a lot of people know what they want.
That part, yeah.
That young. And
listen, people don't even know at 20. Let's be honest, yeah.
So I think, as I said, football found me.
Yeah.
And then at the early age, I already knew what I wanted, and I worked very hard. And I also had people that was pushing me in the right direction to take one step at a time, and, you know, try to accomplish the goal.
You know what's interesting is you have a set of people who super talented. Like, as you say, from you look at them, you can say, yo, this one have something about them, but they never get a chance to get out. They never get a chance to get access and to get exposure. Obviously, you just mentioned meeting Craig. Meeting Craig really changed the game for you in getting you out and getting you the exposure, right?
Definitely. Meeting Craig changed everything for me, my whole life, my situation in Cassava Piece, everything. That's when I start being exposed to uptown, just seeing what's outside of my community. Because as somebody from the inner city, you don't really see much of what happens outside of your community, because, you know, the struggles. And when I met Craig, I get to experience, oh, there's actually life, like there's good life. And that's when I started to understand both sides. You know, so the older I get, that's where it come. That's why I always say this. That part of my life, living in Cassava Piece, still has a massive impact on me because I'm so grateful for it, because it makes me so humble to everything that I do in life. And I can understand people's struggle because I was once there.
That kid too.
I was once that kid, yes. So, you know, that was Craig changed everything for me. And, you know, as I said, a lot of people didn't get the opportunity to make the next step because they didn't have the right people around them.
Right.
You know, and sometimes without the right people, it can be challenging. But my journey was also challenging. But at the same time, I had people around me that was really, you know, rooting for me, rooting for us to just gain success at all costs. And, you know, and ensuring that, you know, we're going to school at the same time. We're training every day, doing the right things to become a professional.
Yeah.
So I had people in my corner, like, showing me the way, you know.
Makes a big difference, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is the biggest misconception that people have about inner city youth?
That's a good question, you know. I think they misjudge them because of where they're from. But everybody, I think, it's just, on a whole, people will always misjudge anybody from an inner city community. But I believe everybody has something within them, and all one person needs is probably just a small bit of motivation to know or feel like, yes, I can. And sometimes a lot of people don't tend to give that to others, and sometimes people will just think, okay, what I have here in this community this is all it's going to be for me, when it's not. And I think that's something that needs to change, because everybody has something. And if you really check the stats, a lot of inner city people always come out to be more successful than even people who was born uptown.
I have a theory. You know what my theory is? Because them not is for hungry.
And that is very true.
So you literally want to be like, yo, I don't want to do this for my whole life. I have to find a way out of this. So you become super ambitious, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my theory. I mean, I don't have any proof, but
we don't know. But that's my theory as well. Because at the same time, I think that there's a fight within you that, as I said, it's just, you just need somebody to like let you know that, yes, you have this within you, you can release it. You know, they just need a little belief, little motivation, and it can go a long way. I've seen that happen many times. Many times.
What was your nickname when you were a little boy?
It depends. When I was in Cassava Piece, I used to have a nickname. So some people know me by that nickname, and then...
What was it?
Our nickname now, a lot of people know me by, and some don't know my first nickname. So it depends on which nickname you want.
Well, the two of them. What is the Cassava Piece one?
So the Cassava Piece one, got it after my dad. My father they used to call him Boy Ranks, and them called me Ranks. So my nickname in Cassava Piece was Ranks.
All right. So if anybody call you Ranks, we know where them know you from.
Yeah.
And then
if somebody call me that, I know that they know me from
Cassava Piece.
Yeah, they know me.
And then
from
what is the
long time
other
hours.
nickname?
Other nickname, everybody know Chippy. Chippy.
And where Chippy come from?
Chippy are both, you know. Chippy come from Alvin and the Chipmunk.
What? I never saw that coming.
Yeah. So a lot of people, even people know from Cassava Piece, call me Chippy. So, but I got the nickname because of the movie Alvin and the Chipmunks. Craig said I looked like Alvin, so they used to call me Chipmunk. And then they changed, they shortened it to Chippy, I think.
And it stuck.
And it stuck with me since I was 7, 8. Yeah.
Make we talk now about when you left Jamaica. Where did you first go when you set foot out of Jamaica, and how old were you then?
I left when I was 12, turning 13. I went first to Austria, to Salzburg, Austria, and that experience was very crazy for me because, you know, the first time I'm traveling, and it was, you know, in the snow, it was during winter time, so that was very challenging for all of us that traveled at the time, because it wasn't all myself. It was me, Kyle Butler, and Kevon Atkinson, and Craig. So yeah, a lot of sacrifices, because when we traveled the first time, I didn't come back home to Jamaica until I was 16.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. So 4 years without seeing any family members. Yeah, just being there grinding, trying to make this work, because we went there with the goal that we have to become a professional, and that was all that we wanted. So, you know, we had to do what we needed to do, and it happened in the end.
Yeah. When you say, like, you're there now and you're 16, are you still in Austria, or is it when you're just like, all right, time to shift now, this space served its purpose, but we need to move elsewhere? Is that when you went on over to Deutschland?
No, so I used to travel around a lot. In that first 4 years, I think I lived in Austria, Belgium, Holland, and Germany for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were traveling around. So I was in Austria for a year and a half, and I went to Belgium for another year and a half. And then I was in Amsterdam for 6 months, and I was in Germany for 4 months.
Right.
So we've been moving around because, as I said, it was difficult for us as Jamaicans, you know, at that young age. Like, having a Jamaican passport makes things hard to get through the door.
About it. It alone, me still have.
So yeah, makes it very hard to get through the door. But as I say, we're just grinding, trying, you know, to get this job done, and trying to, you know, showcase what Jamaicans can do. And we were just the first pioneers to try to do that, to show people, like, we have talent, we can play football too. We don't only run, you know? Or we don't only sing.
So, I'm not Bob Marley's grandson. Did you pick up any of the language when you were there? You learn anything?
Yeah, funny enough, I can still speak a little bit of German.
Give me something. I don't even know if you're lying or not, but give me something.
No. I actually can speak a little German.
Tell me.
Tell me what you want me to say.
Oh, please. All right. Keep it simple or difficult?
Try medium.
Medium? Say less. Yeah. Say, it's a great day here in Jamaica.
Het is een mooie dag heute in Jamaica. In Jamaica. Het is een mooie dag in Jamaica.
You get it right? That was like, I'm asking her if no. Me ask our viewers if somebody knows, if anybody knows. That's actually really cool. That's actually, how do you say, my name is Leon?
My name is Leon.
What's the thing you like to eat the most when you were there? Don't let me say you find a little Jamaican shop.
No. In Germany was, you know, actually, my Steffi was with me in Germany, so she was cooking for me a lot. So I did, and we always had Jamaican products and stuff, so I was always eating Jamaican food.
So you have to learn for other food and them someday. You just say, no, I'm going to eat.
Yeah, I don't really eat out much, you know.
Really?
Yeah, because I like Jamaican food too much. So I always get Jamaican food from Steffi. She always cook for me every day.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
No, I eat breakfast at the club. So when I go into training, I have breakfast and I'll have lunch at the training ground. So really, just dinner time, she'll make sure that we have nice Jamaican food for dinner. Because, you know, when I'm traveling with the team and all of that, sometimes I'm just eating pastas, all type of different food. And sometimes it's too much.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want my Jamaican food always, and she knows that. So every time I'm at home in the evening, she makes sure I have my food.
Can't wait for going for dinner.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit now about, obviously you're in Europe, but you have an ultimate goal for Europe. Your eyes on the prize. You want to head over to a little island. Where is it the goal for most footballers that they want to be in the Premier League? You think, or to each his own, really?
I think so,
Yeah.
and I say that because the Premier League is the biggest league in the world.
Yeah.
And it's the most watched league in the world as well. So I think that's everybody's dream when you're a kid growing up. So yeah, I think who wouldn't want to play in the Premier League?
Yeah. Even I want to play. I have 2 left foot. Wait,
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of, before we get to that, who was your star baller when you were a kid? Like, who you're just like, yo, my baller that.
When I was younger, I used to like Thierry Henry and Ronaldinho a lot. Especially Ronaldinho though, because Ronaldinho used to be flary, and I used to say, yo, I want to be flary like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I'm a dribbler.
Yeah.
And like, you know, tricks and all of that.
At least
but
you know yourself.
Yeah, you have to know your game. Come on, man.
Henry was the man though, you know. A lot of people
he-
don't call Henry name, but Henry was the man when he was at Arsenal.
He's a different animal when he was playing. He was just so dominant, and the way how he just approached games, it was just really nice to watch.
Yeah.
And you wanted to be that guy.
Honestly, for sure. So, tell me about the day. I want to know this specific day now where pick up your phone and you say, yeah, my G. I don't think you talk like that.
I do talk like that.
Well, then look at that. Spot on. So, yeah. What you say? Wait, we go, where? You get the call to say, you're going to be heading to Premier League still. I want to know every detail about that phone call.
Yeah, I don't, but I think you want to know the exact details.
No, that's why I'm going to ask you.
So, when I got that phone call, I was in Miami.
Uh-huh.
And it was after Gold Cup, and I had an injury from the Gold Cup, but I was supposed to have some days off before returning back to Germany.
Right.
Because remember, when I packed my stuff to go on holiday, I'm packing to go on holiday. I didn't pack to leave to go somewhere else. So I was on holiday before I needed to return to Germany. So I was in Miami after the Gold Cup. And I went out. So I got the call, because Europe is ahead.
I was ahead, right?
I was ahead. So I got the call, I think 6 o'clock in the morning. I was still half drunk. And then they were telling me, blah, 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 yo, need Aston Villa, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah. Okay. And I was just basically not taking it serious, because at this point, I just want to sleep. I just want to go sleep. I don't know why somebody calling me at 6 o'clock in the morning after just being out.
Raven.
Yeah. So anyways, when I woke up finally, and then I got another call, and then they were like, yeah, we're serious about you coming to Aston Villa. And so I'm like, so what about, I have to go back to Germany because I didn't prepare for this. This is like, it wasn't planned, like, you know what I mean? I need to get all my stuff from Germany before coming there. They're like, no, we want you to come now. So I had to cut my holiday short. And then they sent a jet for me and I went.
Oh, I'm sorry. The jet. A little too casual with
So I went with my holiday clothes as well. I didn't have no clothes, no nothing.
Oh, your holiday clothes on the jet.
Yeah.
So then they packed you up? Literally they packed you up?
So then they sent people to Germany to pack up all my stuff, and then but I was supposed to return to Germany. I didn't even get to say goodbye to people in Germany.
Oh man.
You
So
know?
let me ask you something. Is it a situation now where like them pack you up, them move you into a house and then put out, like them take pictures of how your bedroom was and then set up back your place, put your hairbrush, your toothbrush,
No, so when I arrived, they just, they have a hotel for you to stay. That's close to the training ground, and it's normal. When you get there, you cameras, all of that stuff, and they'll get introduced to all the players, meet the coach and everybody. But it wasn't like no set up room business. We had to find our own home.
Place,
Own
and
place.
then do your own setup
Yeah,
all
yeah,
over
yeah,
again. So then pack you up, but them not set you up.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? You mentioned just now, you know, the cameras and everything. When you envisioned being a professional footballer, did you envision the life of fame that came with it?
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you just love the game and you just wanted to play and enjoy. So I remember one time I told my mom, she was like, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm at the ball field." And then she was like, "You're not hungry?" I said, "No, I'm never hungry when I'm playing football." Because you just enjoying it. You know, when you're young, you just enjoying football. You're not thinking about what it's going to do for you or how it's going to bring you fame or none of that.
Yeah.
But when it comes, it came rapid at me and I wasn't expecting it.
You feel like you were ready for it?
Yeah. I was ready I was maybe 9, 10 years old. You know? But mentally I was ready because even to just, when we went to Europe, we had to be ready mentally.
Right.
Prepared, you know. We know the challenges that we were going to face from before because we know it was going to be tough and we trained ourselves not to be homesick.
Right.
Know how to cook, iron, all of these things, these simple things that a lot of people will find challenging. But yeah, I was prepared.
You're ready.
Yeah.
You're ready. Let's talk now about Villa, because you were very warmly received at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
They were really happy to have you. Like them say, "Yo, we're bingo. We this now." And the truth is, they weren't wrong, because you went to Villa and the trajectory of Villa changed significantly.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, you know, it was, for me, when I heard Villa and I saw where they were in the Premier League, I was a little bit concerned whether or not I wanted to go.
Right.
But I know they were a big club because they have a big history.
Right.
But I was used to playing like in Europe, so Champions League and Europa League football. Villa didn't play before, when was it, 2 years ago? 40 years in Europe. So they were only just playing in the Premier League and the cup.
Right.
The cup games in England. But I'm used to that, and that's what you want to also be playing all the time as a football player. You want to play at the highest level at all times.
Of course.
So
where were they ranked when you went there?
They were always a mid-table team. So they will finish mid-table or a little bit bottom. So I was concerned whether or not I wanted to go there, but they shared some ideas with me. I was like, you know, I'm interested. I like the challenge. I like challenge, you know. And when I went there, it was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, because the turnaround happened so quickly, and you know, God made it happen that I was a big part of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a big part of it. How hard is it to play team sport? Meaning, you know you're a part of this turnaround. You know you have your gift, but obviously you immediately said you were a part of it. You can't be the sole reason, because it's a team sport. Team chemistry, the right person to feed you the ball to bring out the best in you. Like, how important are these things?
It is very important, because if you ever feel like it's you alone, just forget it. Because if you can't learn to play as a team, your individual quality will never come out.
Right.
And I understand that very young, that the minute you understand to play as a team, when the team is doing well, then individual qualities will come out.
Yeah.
And then it's just who has the most quality then, and showcase it well enough during the occasions. So I think I understand that very early. So a lot of players, young players, that's my advice I'd want to give to them.
Right.
Because, you know, when you know you're talented, sometimes you tend to want to think, okay, I can do this by myself, you know. I can get people to like me because I will take the ball and do something, but it's not going to get you across the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it is very important to build a chemistry. and understanding with each other, because that's how everybody's gonna get showcase their best qualities.
Yeah. Speaking of best qualities, if you were to say, Yendi, I'm gonna tell you something. You see that goal here, this goal is my goal. Like sometimes I look back at the footage and I'm like, yo, I can't believe I scored that goal. Is there a moment?
I have a lot of moments, Like for me, they're probably different. I've said one of my favorite goals. It was against Manchester City, and it was a deflection goal. So a shot and it hit the defender and went the other way, but in the goal. But it was already going to the goal, but it just hit a deflection. Normally, people will see those goals as, it took a little deflection. But it's my favorite goal because of how the game went. And I was playing against a team that's a giant.
Exactly.
They're giants, right?
Yeah.
And I was dominating from the game start, I was dominating the whole game. And at halftime, somebody said, yo, you are playing ridiculously good. And I was like, yeah, I was enjoying the game. And then they were like, the only thing you need now is a goal. And then you'll top off a top performance. So in the second half, I went out there. I was still dominating. I was feeling great. Probably one of the best I've ever felt in a game.
Yeah.
And then the ball came to me in a weird way as well, a deflection. Somebody made a pass, it deflected, and it came to me. And then I just started driving past people, chopped there, and then with my right foot, I shot. So for me, that goal is a special goal to me.
Yeah.
Because it was a big game. We needed to win. We got the win. I played brilliant. I got man of the match.
Sorry, you got what?
But I've also scored way nicer goals than that.
Right.
I've scored back heel goals. Probably people say that's my best goal they ever see me score, back heel.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Do things like those matter to you? The man of the match award and are you saying, at the end of the day, I wouldn't mind the awards and the accolades and the recognition? Those things matter to you or not really?
Not really, but at the end, it's still there in your head. You want to, because you want to play well all the time. And if you play well, most of the times it will come.
Right.
So it's there, but it's not the first priority. You know what I'm saying? Because the first priority is always to win the game.
Yeah.
To make sure that the team is playing well. You're working for the team.
Yeah.
That's the first priority. So it is still there, but it's not the first priority.
Yeah. When we speak about accolades and we speak about goals and, what you hope to achieve, one of the things that you have achieved, which is, you see, when you're the first to do something, nobody can take it from you. You know that.
That's true.
You're always going to be the first.
That's true.
So as the first Jamaican to score in the Champions League, can we talk about it?
Yeah, first Jamaican born
to
score in Champions League. From a little youth, you have them dream of playing a Champions League, first of all. And to be able to be there and, represent as a Jamaican on such a huge platform, first of all, that's an amazing feeling. And to score on a Tuesday night football, because especially, the Tuesday night Champions League games are special. To score and being the first Jamaican to ever do so, it's an amazing feeling. It's what I live for, the moments, the showcase myself, the showcase my country, and I'm very proud of the accomplishment, and hopefully I can score many, many more to come in the future.
You know what I really admire and respect about you is you have a lot of national pride. It means something to you to play for your country. Talk to me about why that sense of patriotism is important to you still, regardless of any things that may not go the way you desire, but it matters to you to put on your black, green, and gold and show up and show out.
Because, because I've traveled to so many different places in the world. nowhere no better than Jamaica to me. I've been to countries I don't even remember I've been to.
Yeah.
And nowhere is better than Jamaica to me. People might say, oh, it's biased or whatever because you were born there, raised there, so it's normal for you to. But you have a lot of people who don't like where they're from.
Right.
I want to move, go somewhere else. But it's the fact that we as a small nation has such big impact on the world.
Yeah.
And I am just grateful every day to be a part of that, to want to embrace that even more, to put it out there more, to showcase Jamaica more. And those are things that is always inside me. And whenever I use those as motivation as well, when I'm on the big stages. Because for me, I believe for big moments. I like being in big moments. Yeah. And some people shy away from it. I love it. Yeah. Because when I do something good, I know that there's Jamaica behind the name.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And
completely.
That's why I say it's always within me to always turn up for big moments, because I want Jamaica to be a better place, you know? And that's the only way I can help. And I always try to do that on the world stage. And obviously when I'm back home now, I try to help again as much as possible, because, you know, it's my home, it's my country, it's with my families, my friends, you know, so yeah.
You can remember your very first time that you step out there to play for Jamaica and you hear the anthem, you can remember like everything that you felt?
I remember, I don't remember exactly which day it was, but it was in June. The first game was against Honduras for the Gold Cup. And I remember the stadium was almost full to capacity, because it was the first time Jamaicans were going to see me play. Right. That hasn't come to a game in Europe.
Right, you know? Right.
So there was a massive turnout, and I remember I couldn't even believe it myself. And when the national anthem was playing, I almost felt like I wanted to cry.
Oh gosh.
You know, because it was such a special moment for me that I could just feel things happening in my body, like things running through my body, like
you're like, oh, I have
it was
chills.
Crazy, yeah, like I have chills, things just running up and down through my body. But it was one of the most special moments of my entire life, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, without a doubt. I actually haven't spoken about this a lot of times, but it is probably one of the biggest moments for me in my life.
Yeah. If you were to say, all right, I want to make up a list of my ultimate goals in my football career, like what are the things that you really ultimately want to achieve?
Well, the first one was to become one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, really and truly, I'd just say
you want to go World Cup?
Want to go to the World Cup, definitely.
Yeah.
I want to win a Champions League. We're in the quarterfinals now. Hopefully we can get there and win it. I want to win the Premier League. And I want to just have impact. Impact on the younger generation, because it's very important for me, impacting the younger generation.
You know what you are doing beautifully when it comes to impact? Your philanthropic efforts. You give back, and you give back in a big way. You give back in ways that people can actually step into a space and say, I can experience this, and I can experience a healthier and better life because Leon Bailey did this. Why was it so important to you to give back with Bellevue and focus on mental health?
It was, first of all, it was important to give back to Bellevue, not only Bellevue, let's go before.
Tell me.
It's always been important for me to give back. I used to do it without posting or publicizing things. And one day, someone said to me, you need to get your own foundation and start doing these things and let people see it. I'm like, I don't care if people see it. Like, it don't matter to me. What matters is that I know that people are benefiting from what I'm doing, and that's what matters to me, not what people want to know.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're like, no. I think you should do it same way you're doing, but just put it foundation. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever, do it. Because for me, it's always been important to give back.
Yeah.
Because it's me, it's within me. That's how my personality is. I like helping people. I like encouraging people. I like uplifting people. Mm-hmm. And I always say the younger generation, I always try to be, you know, I want to impact the younger generation as well. So with the Bellevue situation now, I have an uncle that is ill, right? So every time I come to Jamaica, I see him, and I always feel like really bad about it. I obviously help him in ways that I can, but nothing is changing his situation.
Right.
And that's when one day I was like, you know, I was just thinking, and then the idea came up, and then we contacted Bellevue, and then they were like amazing, because I think people were overlooking
That's right.
Mental illness here in Jamaica, and people don't take it seriously, and we're so grateful. I was like, perfect, because this is something that, you know, been within me, like been bothering me.
Right.
And
because you've lived it, you've experienced it with your
yeah,
uncle.
yeah. So we just started a partnership with them, and then, you know, it just turned out that it worked out perfectly, and then it's something that we want to grow on. And I also want to encourage people to also, you know, help in whichever way they can, even with the Bellevue Hospital, because I think a lot of Jamaicans overlook, you know, mental illness here in Jamaica.
100% agree with you. We're very dismissive.
Yeah.
Very dismissive of mental health. But you know what is so funny? I say it all the time. Your chest hurt, you cough, you go to your doctor. Your belly twists up, your belly run 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Oh, I'm going to go to the doctor.
You can't sick, you can't. No, you have to be strong. So everybody feel like you're supposed to be in Jamaica. You have to be strong.
But if you feel ill if your mind feels off, you don't go to the doctor. No. You don't say, you don't pre yourself and say, yo, I'm having very dark thoughts. I have da-da-da-da-da. You feel like shame around it. But everything else physically, you know, you go to the doctor because you can express it without feeling embarrassed.
Feeling embarrassed, yeah. And that's why it's been overlooked, yeah.
When I saw that, I genuinely was just like, this is a really big deal. And I'm really proud of Leon, because you have a platform, you know, that the next generation can now say, oh, but if Leon can invest in this and support people in this, I don't have to feel like something wrong with me. I can actually just go and say, I'm having a really hard time, I need help.
Yeah.
And that's big. It's big, Leon.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
big.
you. But as I said before, these are the stuff that mean, like, these
Most
things mean the most to me.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes I don't really, if I have my money, I'm gonna do it. Like, because at the end of the day, I just want to help others, and so that others can help somebody else.
Yeah.
Or just see a situation that, oh, those people benefited from this. I want to do the same. You know, I want to help this person so that that person can benefit and help that other person.
That's right.
You know, yeah.
I want to continue to pay it forward.
Pay it forward. That's it.
So you know, one of my absolute favorite videos I've ever seen you post or share.
Is
oh, you know what I'm going to say, no?
No, but
why you laugh for?
Because I have very funny videos, especially recently, that's been going around.
Well,
singing.
I know you're not going to expect this. It's actually a video of your son running.
Oh.
And if in this race,
oh my God.
Tell me the story. Tell me the story. In the race, and
so he was in the race, and I think, wait, what happened exactly?
I think he realized he might lose.
He was in the race. He realized he was losing, and then He was like, I can't bother. I just
Drop drug
like that. And then I was like, nah, this really is my kid, bro. Because what the heck? Sorry, but he is a character, trust me. And that's him every day.
What you say? No dull days.
No dull days with Leo.
You don't need to turn on back your TV.
He is a character. And he's only 4 right now. And he acts like a 8, 9-year-old. Which is crazy to me.
4 going on 14.
4 going on 14.
How did becoming a dad shape who you are now and change who you are now?
It changed me a lot, in so many different ways. For one, I didn't have patience at all. I think I'm working on it.
Oh, I'm so proud of you for saying that.
I got better at it, a lot better, but it really, really, really changed a lot about, my way of life and thinking about things on a deeper level. And yeah, I learned to be more patient too. And, now that I have a son, I try to be that role model. Yeah. For him. I want him to be able to experience from a very young age what his dad is doing, and hopefully he can learn from me and be able to excel in the right way. Mm-hmm. So it changed me a lot. So the way how I, carry on and go about life is just completely different.
Yeah. And then came another baby.
Yeah.
And then you said, oh, double the fun. What has it been like adjusting now to having 2 littles in your home?
My household right now is a little bit crazy because the little one, he's already walking and running up and down, so both of them drive us crazy. And all they do is play, and it's just, when sometimes they're playing, I really look at them and be like, this is just beautiful, this is lovely, and also crazy at the same time, because you two are kids, like me and your mother make uno and just there start going to beer madness. It's like sometimes I look at them and I'm just thinking some things in my head, like, this is wild. Look at them, like, just kicking up each other and all of that stuff, jumping. I'm like, no, it just brings sense of calmness and happiness to our lives, and it's beautiful, it's amazing, and we're grateful. Just want to raise them as well as possible. Yeah.
That's all we can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just give our best. That's literally all we can do, right?
Definitely.
When you look at them, do you see yourself? Do you understand yourself even better?
Yes. A lot of times, and I try to deny it, but I deep down I know. But with Leo especially though, Leo, I think he's a lot more like me in terms of his personality and how he is. And yeah, I see a lot of myself in him. Yeah.
Do you know that for as long as I've been having this conversation with you, if you ever see how your face light up when I brought up your kids, that actually makes me so happy to see how for the first, you giggled and got a little giddy for the first all day. That's beautiful to see.
Yeah, because we're not the family to be sharing everything with the media, right? So we're experiencing it, we're enjoying the moments. So people don't really get to see much of my inside life, right? So I just know what it is like and how they are and how crazy they can be, but how sweet they are, So when they come to my mind, that's what I think about. That's why it makes me happy and smiling like that.
How important is it for you, based on how you grew up, now when you go home to your partner and your children and your dinner what you love, do you sometimes sit down and pinch yourself to say, I can't even believe this is my life?
Yes, especially when I recently, when we moved into the house that we're living in now, we really had to say, wow, we've came a long way. Me and Stephanie, but also when I look back at where I'm coming from and where everything started for me, I always look back. I'm the type of person who I'm always grateful for every blessing that, you know, God has given to me. And it's very crazy because my life right now, we're very happy. Our family is happy. We're doing very well as a family. And you know, my life when I was younger was nothing like that. So it's very different, and I'm so grateful that I'm always just praying to the Lord and let him know how grateful I am, especially every time I tend to say my prayers. Those things are always in my prayers.
You're actually making me tear up.
Yeah.
Completely understand.
Because my upbringing when I was younger is very tough. I've experienced a lot of hard things that you shouldn't be seeing as a kid. You know? So that's why every time I'm praying, and I always have to, you know, keep those things in my thoughts and be grateful and, you know, try to help as much as I can, because, you know, you don't want your kids to be going through all of those things. Kids are supposed to be kids and just try to, you know, enjoy their little time when they were young until they grow up.
Man.
They're innocent and stuff, you know. So yeah.
I feel you on that one, big time, big time. If you were to tell me, if somebody was to say, you know, what are the 3 things that Leon uses as like his motivation, the 3 things that are his go-to when he's having the worst day ever, when he just had the worst game and him like, yo, I need to pick myself up, I need to come again, I need to get back on track. What are the 3 things that you tell yourself or remind yourself of?
What always picks me up when I have bad moments is my family. You know, when I know that I can go home and I can, you know, I don't have to think about nothing else more than just being at home with my family. So that's the most important part of that issue whenever I'm having a rough day or a rough patch, period, because sometimes it can be for a minute. You know, sometimes, we're human.
Yeah.
And, you know, my family is always there and always making sure that, you know, I'm good. My head is always clear and I get back into the best shape that I need to be. So I think, I don't know what other 2 I could say, but it was really, I always depend on my family.
Everything.
Yeah.
You're in a space that I know, so I could never do what you do. Reason being, I feel like it is such a love-hate relationship. Today the fans love you, tomorrow them vex with you, the next day them sit down in the barber shop and them cuss you, and then the next day them go to the pub and them reel up for you.
Yeah.
By the way, they can't do what you do. But how do you deal with the fact that it's a love-hate relationship that people have with what you do, and actually with you and every player, right? Because they get so passionate about the team.
So how I deal with it is, I understand very early that you can't get everybody to love you, and everybody has their own opinion. Right? So I try to just do my thing and I'm not the type of person who read comments or all of those things. Because for me, I always try to keep up here clear. You know, because when up here is clear, that's how I'm going to perform. And I just don't read comments. I don't let fans get to me. Like I'll if somebody come up to me and say, for example, Arsenal fans right now, they say I kill their hopes and dreams of winning the Premier League when I scored against them, right? They'll come up to me and be like, Bahala, yo, but Jano rating, but your kid.
Mush me
I'll
point.
entertain the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll not let somebody let me have a bad day.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't take things too personal. Because it's everybody has their own opinion, you know, and not everybody's gonna like you. So that's just how I go about it. I don't take things too personal from what fans say because everybody has emotions and they can be saying things because of how they're feeling in that moment. Because football is very passionate.
Very,
you know,
especially in the UK where you are.
Exactly. So sometimes people say things out of, you know, the way they're feeling at the moment, and really and truly, they don't really feel that way about you.
Yeah.
They really. So I'm not gonna use, like it. I'm not gonna use that moment to really, you know, say, oh, fans are bad or fans are good. I just let them be fans and I be a football player.
Right. I'm gonna play a game with you. I just know you are that dad, right? You're a very hands-on dad, right?
No. Okay, let's put it this way. Football sometimes don't allow me to be, if that makes sense.
You're not there all the time. But when you're there,
yes.
You're there, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
All right. So you know nursery rhymes?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Pick one right now.
So. Oh, Jesus.
Pick one. Yeah? Anyone?
Wheels on the
Okay,
bus.
great. We have a song. All right, Leon. Are you ready for your game?
Ready.
You're like, oh, you are ready?
I am ready. I'm always ready.
Oh.
Always.
All right, my G.
Always ready.
So, think fast. Here's the ball. Okay, you're gonna be a keeper too. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna sing the wheels on the bus and the keep up at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you gonna keep on your slippers? You can keep up in your slippers?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you
Probably
that guy?
even better.
And here we go. In 5, 4, wheels on the... Oh, okay. You better wheels on the bus.
Yeah. Ready?
Yes.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round, and the wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. Daddy's on the bus go... I don't know.
That was actually really good. Well done. I'm actually very impressed.
No.
You know, so I can't do 2 keep up.
Easy, man. Just
Go on, teach me. What must I do?
Just make sure when you kick the ball, it'll come back to
Back
you a
to
little
me?
bit, but not all the way back, you know. Not with your toes, you know. Just with here.
All right.
So
Everybody cover your nose in case your nose broke. Why is my husband covering his face? All right. Oh,
See, I said not with the toes.
Steffi, kick that for
you
me,
like using
please.
your toes.
It's true. All right.
Not with the toes. You want to use
Up here, so.
All right, you gone there. You gone 3.
I feel like that never ever looks smooth.
No, it's all right.
smooth
At least you
with
get 3. You say you couldn't do 2.
2.
See, you do 2.
Where
Yeah?
you going? You think I can get 5?
Yeah.
Am I pushing it?
No?
Okay.
You're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See there, you get 5.
Actually,
You get 5.
officially the new reggae girl. What number we forget?
The last one was very good.
Was it?
Yeah, that was.
Can you
were
tell
actually,
them? Tell them.
That was actually like very like smooth.
And then what else? And I'm the best.
She's the best. Very good.
And we forget number 1. Number 10. May I push it?
I'll give you number 9.
Oh.
Top striker. Top
Just
striker.
brush off the shoulder here for me.
Top striker.
Yeah,
Top
thanks.
striker. Top striker. Baby.
You know what I would love for you to do? Leon, now, at your age now, I want you to tell a message to Chippy at 8. What's the message you want Chippy to know at 8 years old that applies, that you want to say, that you know now at this stage of your life? So Chippy feel like, say, yo, this is all I know, this is how my life's stay. Give a message to him.
Your upbringing has nothing to do with where you're going to be going in life. Yeah. Yeah, that's what the message I give him.
I love that. Leon, when this thing is said and done, and you've come to the end of your contribution to the sport and your contribution to your nation, what's the thing that you want people to take away from observing you and being supporters of you, and obviously being grateful for what you've brought to the game?
Well, just really my story.
Yeah.
Just understand everything that I've been through. I didn't think that I was able to accomplish all of this that I've accomplished already.
Yeah.
But I believed, and I worked very hard, I was dedicated, and I was passionate about what I do, and I enjoyed what I do as well. So it's really just to always remember that you can achieve anything that you want in life once you put your mind towards it. And that's what I've always done, and that's what I'd want them to take from what I've done, in my career, and all the impacts that I've left with younger generation, all the moments of sharing joy to other people, and just being that humble individual at all times. Yeah, I think that's fair enough to say, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, but I'm just going to say it, whether you know it or not. We love you. We appreciate you. We rate you down to the ground. And we are excited to see where the story goes from here.
Thank you very much.
In your corner,
Thank you very much. I know you always the support and thing. I respect that. I rate that.
For sure.
Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you for having me on the show.
I appreciate you. Maggie.
One Yendi now.
Ra! What you said a while ago?
One Yendi now.
Hey. Whatever your style, classic, trendy, sophisticated, bold, one thing we all share is our desire to indulge. Velvety and perfectly balanced with just the right amount of spirit, Worthy Park Rum Cream is your perfect pleasure. So whatever your style, indulge in the new Worthy Park Rum Cream. Smooth Jamaican elegance. Must be 18 years and older to drink. Drink responsibly.